Ist gut, ist gut.
$15,000. That's the amount of damage my family suffered when a herd of wild boars destroyed our orchard and food storage. They were also the source of a dangerous disease outbreak among the livestock on our farm. I, along with a few local residents, had no choice but to arm ourselves and go hunting before the situation spiraled out of control. Our only goal: to completely eliminate the wild boar threat. At the break of dawn, we arrived at the designated hunting grounds. The pack of hounds quickly sprang into action and soon locked onto a new target. Their loud barking immediately drew the team's attention. We stood ready, and as soon as the boars came into view, we pulled the trigger without hesitation. This was the price they had to pay. But that was just the beginning. We knew more challenges awaited us. We continued moving in search of another target. Suddenly, a large boar burst out of the bushes by the trail. I was startled for a moment, but my hunter's instinct quickly took over. I squeezed the trigger. A shot rang out. Several shots followed in quick succession. The boar staggered, collapsed, and its heavy breathing gradually faded. It had become a feast for the hounds. Within half an hour, the area returned to its usual stillness. We kept moving patiently, waiting for our next opportunity. Finally, that familiar sound rang out, a promising signal. A boar had been spotted and darted out from a thicket. Wasting no time, I fired. The bullet hit its mark, though the boar wasn't immediately finished. He had no chance of escape under the relentless chase and attacks from the dogs. We had barely moved for 2 minutes when the bushes ahead began to rustle. Not missing the opportunity, we quickly raised our rifles, hearts pounding. In the blink of an eye, a bullet sliced through the air and struck the target dead on. The boar dropped instantly. Clean, lethal shot. Fast and precise. Gunfire echoed loudly through the forest, startling the boars and sending them fleeing from their hideouts. I was assigned to pursue them and intercept at the open grassland. One boar, then two, and soon a whole group came charging I stayed calm, kept my grip firm on the rifle, and fired repeatedly. One of them was hit and wounded.
Ist gut, ist gut.
From the grassland, I moved a few hundred meters further when suddenly a wild boar lunged out right in front of me. I quickly raised my rifle and took a decisive shot. Even from a considerable distance, the bullet flew true and brought the animal down with finality. Right after that, the growls and barking of the dogs led me to another boar. The whole pack had surrounded it, but when it saw an opening, it bolted. From 50 meters away, I aimed through the scope, took a deep breath, and pulled the trigger. But this boar was tough. It took several shots before it finally went down. The dogs then rushed in, eager to claim their reward. A muddy dirt road leads us deep into the vast cornfields. The corn season has arrived. Looking at the lush, green cornfields, the farmers eagerly anticipate a bountiful harvest after months of hard work. But in just one night, that joy is shattered. As the sun rises, they are met with a horrifying sight. Half the field has been ravaged, completely destroyed. There is no need for guessing. The culprits are the wild boars. We cannot stand idly by. It's time to make them pay. As soon as we arrive, I position myself at a strategic spot to begin the hunt. I hold my breath, tighten my grip on the trigger, and lock onto the target. My heart pounds, and every second stretches endlessly. This is the perfect moment to take down the leader of this wild boar. A single shot rings out. The target collapses instantly. Another round of shots follows, each accompanied by a pained roar as the wild boars fall one by one. The battle has only just begun. Through the scope, the first target appears, a dark shadow lurking behind the fresh green corn leaves. Trapped in a desperate situation, most would think the wild boars would flee straight into the nearby hills. But these creatures are cunning. They always find ways to make the hunt unpredictable. Half of the herd charges up the hillside, while the others make an unexpected move, dashing into a dense field of tall grass. A perfect hiding spot. However, we had anticipated this. Every escape route had already been blocked. From the grasslands to the foot of the hill and up to the peak, there was no way out. Gunfire erupted all around, echoing through the night. The scattered carcasses of wild boars stood as undeniable proof of our determination and relentless pursuit in this life or death battle. We moved to a new location at the foot of the hills, near the cornfield. While scanning the area, a massive wild boar, easily weighing over 120 kilograms, was detected by the hunting dogs. Sensing danger, the boar reacted immediately, sprinting at an astonishing speed. But we didn't give it a chance. My teammate seized the moment and fired. The bullet struck the massive beast, taking it down instantly. Meanwhile, my other teammate and I pursued another wild boar attempting to escape. My first shot startled it, making it sprint even faster, but in the open field, there were no thick bushes to provide cover. It ran, but there was no escape. Another well-aimed shot echoed, sealing the fate. Within an hour, our strategy of driving the boars into an enclosed area proved highly effective. We remained persistent, systematically taking down each target, tightening the net for the final battle. Excitement surged through us, and this time we wanted to challenge ourselves differently, not with guns, not with deafening explosions, but with something else, a bow and arrow. A wild boar's silhouette flickered through the green corn leaves. It was fast, but I remained calm. Using the technique I had practiced, I quickly drew my bow. Aimed and released. The arrow shot through the air like lightning, piercing the boar's head. It tried to run but stumbled from the pain, eventually collapsing in the field. The night was deep, but we didn't stop. This was when wild boars were most active. Through the night vision scope, we saw them rampaging through the cornfields. Their glowing eyes looked menacing in the darkness. We took careful aim, and with a precise shot, the arrow cut through the night, bringing down another destructive beast. That night, we took down a few more. We have taken down many wild boars, protecting the crops and restoring peace for the farmers. However, with their rapid reproduction rate, they remain a significant threat. The hunts will continue, and we will always be ready to face them.